My dearest investors, my name is Christopher James Lightbody, and I have a confession. I've deceived all of you for a long time, especially those who trusted me with their hard-earned money to invest in Gallant building services. But the truth is, this isn't my first time. I've been involved in a similar scheme before with VST Enterprise Limited, which I also used to exploit vulnerable investors. Gallant was never the legitimate, profitable business I painted it to be. The supposed high-value contracts with Travelodge and Samsung Aircon were fabrications. We didn't have exclusive deals or massive profit margins. It was all an illusion. We made up those stories to gain your trust and encourage you to invest, knowing full well that it would never yield the promised returns. And I'm not alone in this. Scott Bithell is the mastermind who orchestrated everything. From creating fake contracts to falsifying insurance policies, he devised ways to funnel the funds into multiple bank accounts, real estate, cryptocurrencies, and other financial assets. He's the one who crafted the web of lies, and I was the face, convincing you all that your investments were safe. My brother, Jonathan Lightbody, played a smaller role, but make no mistake, he benefited too. We used Gallant as a cash cow to fund our extravagant lifestyles. Our luxury cars, real estate, lavish home extensions, and high-end collections, all paid for with your money. From my Mercedes, SLS, Lamborghini, McLaren, Range Rover, and Bentley, to Jonathan's Rolls-Royce and Aston Martin, every luxury item was funded by your life savings. And that's not all. We even had the audacity to leverage big names to further our deceit. From VST Enterprise to a crypto company and then Gallant Building Services, we constantly reinvented our front to attract new victims. We even dragged the Andretti family into this, leveraging their reputation to convince you that your investments were legitimate. Jarrett Andretti and his family, through Foresides LLC, received significant sums, and Scott protected them fiercely, making sure we continued to pay them to keep them satisfied. We became desperate to keep our lies afloat, and in 2023, we ramped up our fundraising campaign to bring in even more money to keep Twig Family Investments and the Andrettis happy. We targeted vulnerable families, people trusting us with their life savings meant for mortgages and children's education. Now those families are left devastated, with homes at risk and their children's futures in ruins. The scam didn't stop there. We also roped in Acuity Law, our legal advisors from both VST and Gallant, who helped us navigate the system and overcome obstacles. They were fully aware of our criminal activities and still chose to represent us. I'm ashamed to say that I used my mental health as a shield to avoid facing you, the investors. I pretended to be suicidal because Scott suggested it would buy us time. My wife, Jenny, and Jonathan assisted in making it look real, giving Scott full control over all communication so he could continue the charade. But now, everything is unraveling. Jonathan and I hurriedly sold off our assets to hide what little was left. Scott, however, still holds our money in the form of cryptocurrencies, refusing to return it to us. I want to make it clear, I am not the mastermind. Scott has been in this from the start, going back to the VST Enterprise scam. He has dirt on me, including my multiple affairs, which he used to blackmail me into compliance. But I'm coming clean now because I want the world to know the truth. I want to apologize to all of you, to the families whose savings were drained, whose dreams were shattered, and whose lives were destroyed. I am sorry. But I want you to understand that the true mastermind is still out there, Scott Bithell, and he's still actively targeting new victims. Authorities need to act now before more innocent families are caught in his web of deceit. If the Nottinghamshire Police, Serious Fraud Office, and other authorities promise leniency, I am prepared to provide more detailed evidence to expose Scott's role and bring an end to this tragedy. Once again, I am deeply sorry for the pain I've caused. Your trust was misplaced, and your losses are immeasurable. I just hope justice can finally be served.